Here again with another Shameless Season 8 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description if that happens to be the case. And you find out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have indeed seen Shameless all the way through at least one time. Some episodes I have seen more than others, and for the most part, I really like this show. I would say it has 7 solid seasons. I'm in season 8 now, and I'm noticing a slight drop-off, an ever so slight drop-off from season 7, but the show is still good, and I am well aware that the show towards the end, the last 2 seasons specifically, aren't the best. But hey, you never know. My opinion could change. That's why I'm doing these rewatch. So join me on the journey of watching the show Shameless. With all that in mind, this will be Shameless Season 8, Episode 11. The title of this episode is called A Gallagher Pedicure. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watch the episode. So Carl and Cassidy are getting it on as Cassidy wants to have 100 baby Carls. Ian and Liam are having trouble sleeping due to this. Lip gets a late night text from Sierra. You awake? Lip goes outside to see her Sierra, and Sierra's actually been outside for a while. She tells Lip they let her dad out. Her dad, of course, murdered her mom, which is some pretty serious shit. Sierra couldn't be home alone just in case he showed up there. Her and her son are going to stay at the Gallagher house tonight. Liam and Ian didn't get enough sleep last night due to Carl and Cassidy getting it on, like I had mentioned. And Lucas comes downstairs, and nobody's really met Lucas before. And then Liam's like, "Who the hell are you?" And he says, "Lucas, my mom is Sierra." And Fiona asks, "What are you doing here?" "My mom and me slept here," Lucas says. Frank talks about his retirement plan and going on about he has like these social security numbers that he's going to take these people's retirement money that he's held on to for a while, and now he's going to try to get their money. Fiona and Ian don't really care, and Fiona says something about Frank dying like she could care less. Frank's actually been a really good character, though, this season. Like I actually am really liking Frank in this season. Debbie's given pain medication and a crutch. Fiona arrives at the hospital. "Are you okay?" And Debbie thinks she'll be all right. Sierra tells Lip she's sorry for freaking out. She talks about her dad coming home, wasted almost every day. He kept punching her mom. She was there, and he said he'd kill her if she ever said a word about it. And somebody else, too. I can't remember exactly who that was, if she had a sister or a brother or something like that. And then Sierra was 10 when all this went down. And then there's a mob of people to see Ian. The locks got changed on Fiona's apartment. So that couple actually, Rodney and Trina, changed the locks on Fiona's apartment, even though she was letting them stay there after they served her with, they wanted all that money, $6 million. Wow. Someone takes pictures while on the roof of Fiona's apartment building. She asks for insurance information, and Fiona's got a cell phone number for the guy. Fiona gives what info she has. Ian lays the law down in front of a van, lays the law down. That's not what it means. Ian lays down in front of a van to stop some goons from taking away one of his followers that's gay, and the parent wants the kid back. And Lip asks Eddie if she can cover for him since he has to go pick up things at Sierra's place. Fiona's roofing guy doesn't have insurance. That's why she got such a great deal from this guy. At a nice bar, or maybe it was a club, some guys asked to borrow V for $4,000 is the highest price he'll go. Final offer. And Kev's like, $4,000? Cassidy takes pictures with Carl next to a dead body, as that's where Carl used to stay out on the streets for a brief time period after he escaped, I think, a shelter or a foster home. But this guy was laying there. I think he was dead. We're led to believe that this person was dead. And then V just can't believe they wanted to pay $4,000 for her. Kev, V, and Svetlana are asked to leave by the club security. Frank's trying to get the Social Security income from the socials that he has. One's already collecting benefits. One's deceased, so Frank checks into his own benefits, and he finds out he would get $3+ a month. That's a lot to live on, Frank. Nice job. Carl takes Cassidy to where he would sell drugs, that place, and then someone actually shoots at him and Cassidy, but he's able to get Cassidy and himself down on the ground. And Cassidy is like overjoyed by the fun and crazy things that are happening. Like, she's loving it, which she's crazy, but hey, you know, Debbie either has to have expensive surgery or lose her toes, because her foot looks terrible. Well, the toes look terrible. So Debbie asks Liam to hook up on, or look up on the computer if you need your toes. Fiona finds out bad news regarding the case from her lawyer, like, your guy didn't have insurance. You're going to be the one that's liable. Yeah, something your insurance will cover some of it, but there's still like, what was it, $4,500,000 or $5 million, something that she'll have to fork out. And then Svetlana is told she was born a whore and she'll die a whore by one of her ex-female companions. Frank complains to Kermit and Tommy about his retirement status, that he can't get anything, and basically saying retired folks are shit on, they can't do anything. And then they have a shot to the working man, essentially, Frank, Kermit, and Tommy. Ian talks to the kid follower that his father is trying to get him back. Carl tells an old friend that he's going back to military school, which really makes Cassidy mad, and she like turns around and leaves. Liam asks Frank to go with Dylan's family for a few weeks on their yacht. They have a plane and everything, and now Frank wants to meet Dylan's dad. So Frank does end up meeting with Dylan's father. He tells, like, he's going over how much things cost in the house, and things are pretty expensive, and this, of course, gives Frank the idea, like, oh, you guys are going to be gone, I'm going to come in the house and take a bunch of shit. Fiona wants to talk to Trina. She actually climbs their ladder to talk to her at the window, but then she puts newspaper up. Lip chats with Sierra's dad. He knows who he is because he saw a picture of him. He asks if it's true that he beats women, and then they fight, and Zan, or Sam, I can't remember how you pronounce the name, is spelled Z-A-N, but I think it's Sam, is recording the whole thing, and Sierra's dad swung first. So Lip calls and says that he'd like to report an assault. I guess I didn't put in my notes, but Carl and Cassidy do get back together. Not that they really broke up, but Carl says, "I'm fine. I won't ever go there. I'll be whatever you want me to be," and all that. Fiona, with Ford's help, keeps the family in the apartment by nailing some plywood to the door, and then they play loud music, and then Ford makes it so the plumbing won't work correctly. And then they take like a small section of the wall out from that one apartment and Fiona's apartment. And Fiona crawls in and is able to grab Rusty. One of the kids sees her, and then Trina comes out, and Fiona even gets to kick Trina in the face. And Fiona is able to hand Rusty off to Ford, though. And then Ford quickly drills that something back in place of that, so Trina can't get through. Well, she probably could if she really wanted to. Debbie wants Liam to actually cut off her toes. And that's 3 toes that she wants Liam to cut out. And as everything's ready to go, alcohol's all over her foot. She's took a bunch of medication. Liam actually passes out. And then Debbie passes out as well. Thankfully, Frank actually arrives home and says, "Liam, I had a nice visit with Dylan's father." And then he sees Debbie on the table and Liam on the floor. So Frank just grabs the thing and cuts off the 3 toes. And Frank even cauterizes the wounds. Smells like steak, Frank says. Sierra's happy that they revoked her dad's parole. Lip and Sierra get it on, but Lip didn't tell her that he's the reason why that Sierra's dad is in custody now. Maybe he does eventually. I can't remember. Some of this stuff I don't remember what happened, because season 8 I only watched one time all the way through. So Debbie's at the hospital. So Frank must have called the hospital, called the 911, or Liam woke up and called 911, and Debbie just wants to be stitched up. Ian makes the kid's dad's van explode. We will not be victims. Svetlana brings a big bag into the alibi, and Kevin asks, "What do you got in there, a dead body?" And Svetlana says, "I don't believe she's dead yet." And that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So pretty fun stuff in this episode. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but my score of the episode is an 8.6 out of 10. And my characters of the episode, for the ladies, I'm giving it to Fiona, although Debbie was very close. And for the guys and the overall character of the episode, I'm going to give it to Lip, because he did some good things in this episode. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and you like this content on JDevTV and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Keep in mind, Shameless is not the only thing that I cover on this channel. I cover a lot of stuff. I have lots of playlists on the channel, so check out different things that I do on the channel. While you're at it, don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second there. Who would be your character of the episode, male and female-wise? What would you rate the episode? Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming that you have indeed seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDevTV.